If you're hearing this, it's not by accident. This moment was chosen for you not by fate, but by something deeper inside you. A quiet part of your soul, undistracted by noise or doubt, brought you here because you were ready, because you've asked in silence. And now the answer has come in a voice that echoes what your heart already knew, something beyond logic. A wisdom buried in your spirit is calling you back to yourself. Maybe it's your future self reaching back, whispering that they already made it, that they've walked the path, received the blessing, and are now guiding you home. That version of you doesn't wait, doesn't wander. They live in peace, not because the world around them is perfect, but because the world within them is aligned. They do not question their worth. They do not hesitate to believe. They simply dwell in the quiet confidence of one who knows the story has already ended in their favor. This moment you're in, right now, is not just a pause in your journey. It's a bridge, a sacred threshold to the you that already exists beyond fear and beyond delay. Let this be your awakening. You are not here to chase. You are not here to plead or prove. You are here to remember, to return to a state that already belongs to you. The life you've longed for isn't waiting in some distant future. It's here, hidden behind the next assumption you dare to make. It won't come because of effort. It will arrive because of embodiment, because you stepped into the energy of already having it. Not because you earned it, but because it's been yours all along, waiting for you to remember that your assumption is permission. This is not fantasy. It's not pretending. It's remembering. It's the sacred act of reclaiming your original self, the version untouched by fear, untouched by the world's limits. When you imagine having your desire and you feel peace, stillness, certainty, that's not imagination, that's memory. It's your deeper self showing you what's always been true. You don't need evidence in the physical world. You need embodiment in the inner world, because the feeling is the proof. And the state you maintain consistently, quietly, faithfully, becomes the life you live. Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, not as a trick, not as a game, but as a law, the law of inner causation. What you accept within, the world reflects without. So slow down, silence the noise. Ask yourself, who are you when the desire is already fulfilled? What kind of peace settles into your breath? What decisions flow effortlessly? Because fear has been replaced by knowing. What no longer needs fixing? Because nothing was ever broken. Feel it now. Let that version of you rise gently from within. Not forced, not fabricated, just remembered. Let it come as naturally as breath. That version is your guide, your template, and every time you return to them in thought and feeling, the world starts to bend to reflect their reality. You become the cause, not the effect. You don't need to push. You need to align, to live from the tone of done, to walk in the posture of already mine. Act as if this time is already yours, not because you're trying to manipulate the outcome, but because you finally released resistance to it. You are not acting out of desperation. You are acting out of devotion. Devotion to the truth that was always written into your being, that what is meant for you is already prepared for you, and all that's left is for you to step into it with conviction. And you do that not by trying to change the world, but by changing your assumption of self. The you who as it doesn't try to prove. They don't seek confirmation. They simply are, calm, grateful, clear. And the more you dwell in that identity, in thought, speech, and movement, the more the world responds with matching reflections. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to wait. You simply have to feel deeply, genuinely sustain the tone of fulfillment, even for a few sacred moments a day, and you begin to impress the subconscious with a new reality, one that the outer world must obey, because it is law, not mystical, not magical, but the sacred law of assumption. What you persist in imagining with faith becomes your experience. So right now, breathe deeper. Feel the stillness in your body, as if the breakthrough has already happened. Let your movements soften, as if the answer has already arrived. Let your words reflect calm knowing, not wishful hoping. This is the shift that rewires your world, not through force, but through presence, through trust, through alignment with the unseen that is already forming itself around you. And if these words echo in a place inside you that feels familiar, if something ancient within you stirs and says, "Yes, I remember this," then know you're not alone. You've arrived at the space that mirrors your deepest self. Subscribe to Ignis Mindset. This is your sanctuary, your reminder, your place of inner return where we don't chase desires, we embody them. We don't beg for change, we become the change. From this moment on, stop waiting. Start walking. Don't ask if it's yours. Live as though it already is. Let your stillness speak. Let your presence confirm what your words don't need to say. The more you live from the end, the more that end becomes your beginning. You don't become worthy. You remember you've always been. And when the world gets loud again, come back to this inner stillness. Return to this truth. Whisper it not with effort, but with ease, like a prayer that never needs to be shouted. This is already mine. This time is already mine. And as that feeling settles, as your heart softens, the outer world slowly, faithfully, inevitably catches up. There's a secret rhythm that begins to flow through your life once you act as if it's already yours. It's subtle at first, like the way the air shifts just before a storm clears, or the way your heart knows something before your mind can catch it. But the more you remain in the feeling, the more real it becomes. Not because the outside changed first, but because you changed the inside. The outside simply followed. You're not here to prove your worth. You're here to live from it. You don't have to show the world that you're ready. You only need to show yourself that you're already there. That quiet decision, the one you make in your thoughts, in your posture, in your self-talk, it holds more creative power than years of striving. You become magnetic, not by needing, but by knowing. You don't pull your desires toward you. You become the version of yourself that already lives where they exist. So imagine now, not vaguely, not from a distance, but vividly, intimately. Imagine from within. You're waking up in the life that once felt far away. What does your room look like? How do you greet the morning? How do you walk? What's different about your shoulders, your eyes, your voice? What messages are you receiving? Now that the world recognizes who you are, you're no longer reacting. You're selecting your identity, your tone, your next move, not from fear, but from fulfillment, because you've remembered something most never will, that life doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being. And when you are being the version of you who already has it, everything rearranges itself in response. You'll start noticing signs, not because they're being sent, but because your state is finally attuned to see them. You'll speak less about what you're waiting for and more about what you're already grateful for. You'll find yourself moving differently, not with urgency, but with inevitability. Your imagination is no longer a place of escape. It's where you dwell, where you live, where you command reality gently from within. This is the moment where most fall back. They look for proof and say, "Nothing's happened yet." But not you. You'll remember this sacred truth. It already happened. In you. That's enough. The bridge of events will carry you if you remain faithful to the end you've seen. You don't have to know the steps. You only have to refuse to let go of the feeling. So keep walking in that state. Keep sipping your tea like someone whose prayers were already answered. Keep texting, dressing, speaking, working, not to get there, but because you are there. Don't act for the world. Act from the world inside you. Let that be your reality, and let the outer world catch up. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't need their validation. There's a quiet kind of power in becoming. It doesn't need applause. It just is, And if you're honest with yourself, you know this is what you've always wanted. Not the thing itself, but the feeling that you are no longer separate from it, that you are it, that the story has shifted, and it has. It really has. Pause now. Close your eyes if you wish. Breathe into the feeling of it being done. Feel how much calmer your body becomes when you stop asking if it's working and start knowing it already has. Stay here for a moment longer than your doubts would like. This space, this quiet, is where the seeds are planted, and you're planting them now in fertile, unseen soil. If these words hold a light that warms your soul, you're not here by chance. This path of self-return, of inner alignment, was written into your being. Subscribe to Ignis Mindset and stay close to this space where every whisper reminds you of who you already are beneath all seeking. You are not becoming worthy of your desires. You are remembering that you've always been. And this remembrance is what reshapes the world around you. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are choosing. You are not wishing for love, success, recognition. You are embodying the version of yourself for whom those things are already natural, effortless, familiar. There is no more asking, no more pleading with the unseen. That chapter has closed. Now you declare, you walk, you move with the calm authority of one who knows the outcome, because it is written, because it is done. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but it lives in you, and you are the only one who ever needed to believe. Do you see now? You are not here to chase. You are here to radiate, to dwell in the end so deeply that all things are drawn to your peace, and they will come, not because you beg them to, but because you no longer need them to feel whole. You'll notice the shift when what once felt urgent becomes serene, when you stop looking for proof and become the proof, when you stop performing and begin being. Let them wonder what changed. Let them feel the pull of your presence and not quite know why. You don't owe them an explanation. You owe yourself the devotion of staying loyal to your inner world, that sacred place where it already exists. Your job now is simple, though it is not always easy. Assume the feeling not once, not for a moment, but as a dwelling place, like your favorite corner of the world, like the scent of something that calms you instantly. The feeling of the wish fulfilled must become your home address, and all things will find their way to your door. Can you feel it already? That version of you who no longer doubts, who no longer explains, who no longer negotiates with fear. They live within you, waiting for your full permission, waiting for you to say, "This is mine, not someday, but now. Not if, but because. Not maybe, but already." You may still have thoughts that question, that hesitate. That's okay. Don't fight them. Just don't worship them. Don't build your identity around them. Let them pass like clouds over the sun. They can't stop the warmth that lives beneath. Your job is not to never waver. Your job is to remember your state. Again and again, gently, steadily, lovingly. This is not about controlling the world. It's about becoming unshakable in your inner reality. It's about rising each day and asking, what would someone who already had it feel like, think like, move like? Then living from that place even when it's quiet, even when it's lonely, even when nothing outside agrees, yet, because you know something deeper than circumstance. You know that imagining creates reality. You know that your world is not happening to you. It is being shaped through you. You are not reacting. You are initiating. You are no longer a seeker. You are the source. And so you walk, not to prove anything, not to gain anything, but because your next steps are simply the echo of who you've already become within. Each breath, each glance, each silent knowing, it's all part of the unfolding. It's all part of the revelation. Pause here, breathe, feel the beauty of the one you're becoming. No, not becoming, unveiling. The one who was always there beneath the noise. The one who lived in quiet confidence while you doubted. The one who doesn't try to manifest because they know it already is. You are that one now. You are home. There is a silence inside you that has always known. Before you ever searched, before you ever doubted, there was this still, sacred, steady. It waits, not with impatience, but with assurance. And when you return to it, you remember. You remember that everything you've been chasing already belongs to you, not in some distant future, but in this now when you finally stop searching outward and begin seeing inward. This is the truth. Neville taught. Creation is finished. You are not here to earn your desire. You are here to embody the version of yourself that already lives in it. And that version, radiant, certain, love chosen, already breathes in the invisible realm of your imagination. That's where the world begins. Not in action, not in waiting, but in assumption. So, assume now, not with force, not to make something happen, but as a sacred offering to yourself. Close your eyes and dwell where the wish is already fulfilled, not as fantasy, but as the only truth that matters, the only truth that creates. See them, the person you long to be seen by, and feel their arms around you, not in need, but in familiarity. They chose you long ago, and your task is not to summon them, but to stop doubting that they are already yours. Feel their laughter in the room, their voice calling your name, the gentle way your presence brings them peace. You don't need to rehearse it. You simply need to remember it. Because when you remember, your vibration shifts, your eyes soften, your energy becomes magnetic, not to attract, but because alignment doesn't chase, it rests, it welcomes, it allows. And the world cannot resist someone who has already chosen themselves. So be still now. Let the mind quiet. You don't need more effort. You need more surrender. Live from the end. That's the golden thread. Never handed to us. Don't wonder how it will come. Don't wrestle with when. Your only job is who. Who are you being now? Because when you become her, the woman already adored, or him, the man already respected, the world begins to shift to keep up with you. This is the moment where the chasing ends and the receiving begins. You'll notice the change first in the smallest ways, the way people look at you, the ease in your walk, the calm you carry when others rush to explain themselves. You are no longer looking for love. You are being love, and everything else is simply a mirror. If these words resonate, know this space is made for you. Subscribe to Ignis Mindset and walk this journey with us. Every word you hear is meant to remind you of the truth you've always carried. Because this time, this moment is already yours. Let go of urgency. Let go of waiting. Let go of proving. There is nothing left to earn, only something to claim. You are chosen. You are cherished. You are the operant power. Return to that. Dwell there. Trust that what is yours cannot miss you. Not because of fate, but because of who you are being. And when you live from that place, they'll chase you like never before, because you've become the version of you that no longer chases. And that is irresistible. There comes a moment, a quiet yet thunderous moment, when you stop searching outside yourself and start remembering what your soul has always known. This moment may be now, not because you were finally good enough, not because the signs aligned just right, but because you remembered who you truly are beneath all the noise, beneath all the delays, beneath every story of unworthiness that was never yours to carry. And in that remembering, something holy is set into motion. You are not a beggar at the gates of life. You are the creator of your world, not because you force or manipulate, but because you assume. An assumption is not wishful thinking. It is sacred knowing. Assumption is a spiritual stance, an inner posture that says, it is done. It is mine. I already am. And when you walk in that vibration, not occasionally but consistently, lovingly, reverently, the outer world begins to echo it back to you like a divine mirror, like a faithful servant obeying the master's inner decree. There is a version of you, radiant, peaceful, magnetic, who already has the thing you seek. This version of you doesn't wait, doesn't worry, doesn't try to control timing. They know, they breathe in alignment and exhale certainty. And in their presence, everything you desire feels not only possible, it feels inevitable. That version is not a fantasy. It is a memory, a deeper truth within you, buried under layers of fear, noise, and forgetfulness. And the moment you stop trying to become that version and be that version, the entire universe reorganizes around your decision. Act as if this time is already yours, not because you're pretending, but because you've decided to live from the end, not toward it, to feel the wish fulfilled, not wish for the feeling. Imagine waking up already chosen, already celebrated, already victorious. Feel the texture of your new life, how it speaks to you through people, places, silence and ease. Hear your name being spoken in rooms you've never entered, because energetically you already belong there. You are not becoming worthy of your desire. You are always worthy. You are simply aligning your concept of self with the truth your spirit never forgot. You are no longer matching your energy to your circumstances. You are matching it to your vision and letting the circumstances catch up. Do you feel the shift happening as you listen? That soft opening in your chest, that tingling awareness that something sacred is unfolding inside you now. That is the beginning of embodiment. That is the real transformation, not a change of scenery, but a change of self. And the moment the self shifts, the world cannot help but obey. There is no power outside of you. There is no gatekeeper withholding your joy. The moment you claim it, it becomes yours. And when your vibration is set to already mine, what once seemed distant becomes familiar. People are drawn to you with no explanation. Opportunities unfold without effort. Love finds you where you are, because you finally stopped hiding who you are. This time is already yours. This moment, right now, is the threshold. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not delay your own arrival. Begin today as the one who already received. Sit taller, walk slower, speak softer with the confidence of someone who doesn't need to convince. Smile not because you're hoping, but because you know. Tonight, when the world is quiet and your head touches the pillow, close your eyes and drift not into sleep, but into identity. Imagine them looking at you with wonder, not because you changed, but because you remembered. Imagine the message arriving, the door opening, the dream fulfilled, and feel no surprise, only recognition. Ah, of course, this is mine, it's always been. This isn't delusion, it's design. It is the sacred art of living from the truth within, the art of becoming the cause. And when you wake tomorrow, do not ask when it will happen. Ask only, how would I move, breathe, and live today if I knew it was already done? And then do exactly that, over and over, quietly, faithfully, lovingly. That is the rampage the world cannot resist. That is the energy that draws all things near. That is the frequency of already mine. If these words feel like a home you forgot you came from, if they stirred something ancient and true inside you, then you belong with us. Subscribe to Ignis Mindset and walk with those who remember. This space was made for you, not to teach you who to become, but to reflect who you've always been. And if your heart still remembers what it just heard, if something soft and sacred lingers long after the words are gone, then you've always belonged here. Subscribe to Ignis Mindset and return to who you truly are. Now, breathe in, smile gently, and whisper with absolute conviction. This time it's already mine.